If you have a question, please use the raise hand function. If you have a follow-up, please ask it following your first. Start with Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Leon, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to ask about Mike Smith and just the quality of his play so far, but not only that, the dynamic he brings with his puck handling skills and how on a team that, wants to be heading in the other direction, how much that can help.
Yeah, he's helped us a lot. Obviously, he's come in and made some big saves for us, and obviously, his puck handling helps our team break out the puck a lot. I think it makes it a lot easier on our defensemen going back there. So, he's been helping us a lot, obviously, and hopefully he can keep that going.
Can you describe his presence when he's playing as a competitor, and if it has an impact on the guys around him?
Yeah, like you said, I think he's just a really competitive guy. He loves to win. He wants to win, and obviously, he has a little bit of swagger with him that he brings to the rink every day. So, we need that in our group, and obviously, he helps us a lot with that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Jack Michaels, 630 Ched.
Leon, I just have one kind of a bit of a follow-up, but just in terms of the overall team game, getting contributions from a little bit further down the lineup, getting contributions from D, the goaltending, does it all add up to as good a team game as this club has played in a while, Leon, in your experience?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've been playing pretty solid hockey the last couple of games, and obviously it's been showing with the points we've been banking in and the wins. So we're looking to keep that going. I think we can still find another gear. I think we can still play better. But yeah, we're just playing a really solid game all around, and obviously against that team tonight, we're looking to do that again.
And just one more in terms of maybe when you see the third and fourth lines kind of rolling a bit and dominating in the offensive zone, does it give the other lines a boost to see that bottom half of the lineup exerting the same kind of influence on the game?
Yeah, absolutely. A third and fourth line, they've been great for us. They've been huge in our wins, and they've been contributing a lot. So that obviously helps, and we're like I said, we're looking for them to keep that going. We obviously need that going forward.
Gene Principe, Sportsnet.
Hi, Leon. Sorry, this is a little bit off topic, but tonight, the night is kind of in memory of Joey Moss tonight. And I just want to ask you a little bit about when you first met Joe, and just a great vibe and the great feel he gave you and the Oilers during your time with the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's been talking about it. It was just fun to come to the rink when Joey was there. His energy, his sarcasm, everything about him was just so positive and so fun to be around. Even after a game when we lost or maybe things weren't going our way, if you come to the rink and you see Joey, it puts a smile on your face right away, and you kind of forget about the losses or how it's going for a second, and that was always really nice. So we all miss him a lot.
Derek Van Dies, Post Media.
Hi, Leon. I just wonder.
Derek, you still there? We lost you. We'll come back to you, Derek. Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Leon,
Mark, we can't hear you. You're really breaking up. I think you might be in a bad spot. We'll come back to you.
Metrics are better this year. Way plus minus up your face off.
Sorry, Mark. Can you repeat that? You're really breaking up.
I was just, you got me now? Is it any better?
Yeah, way better.
Okay, good. Leon, your defensive metrics are way better this year. Your face-offs are better. Your plus minus, all the fancy stats. Can you tell me how being stronger defensive player helps your overall game, and sort of why did it become a priority for you this year?
Because we weren't winning the last couple of years, and clearly something needed to change. And I kind of took that upon myself. That's something that is important to me, and I take huge pride in defending and taking face-offs and that kind of stuff. And obviously our team needs that from every single player, and I think maybe that's been lacking from my side a little bit the last couple of years, and I wanted to make sure that that's not going to be the case this year.
So does that become leadership, right? Does that, like, we've watched all these great players over time who have this realization that just getting a bunch of points isn't enough and there's got to be more. Is it fair to say that that's the same realization you came to?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want to win. Everyone that's in this organization wants to win. We're all in the same boat, and we're all looking to take steps forward. And I obviously can only control what I can control personally. And one thing I can control is my play away from the puck, and that's something that I take a lot of pride in, and try to do it the right way and try to do it every night. Just another way to help the team win. If it's not scoring goals or whatever it is, it doesn't always need to be that. So just trying to help the team win in any way.
Derek Van Diest, go ahead, try again.
Hey, Leon. Just wanted to ask you about the defensive game you guys are playing right now. I know you're giving up a lot of shots, but just wondering, do you have to be more patient offensively when you're playing that way defensively and let the game come to you a little bit more?
Well, we want to be an aggressive team. Like we want to play solid and fast on all sides of the puck. So I don't know if you can say it that way. I don't know how many shots we've been giving up every night, but all I know is that we won 6 out of the last 7, and we're obviously looking to continue that. And I think we've been playing a lot better structurally and all over the ice defensively, and that obviously a lot of times leads to more offense. So tonight's a good test for us, and we're looking to keep that going.
Thanks, Leon.
Yep.
Last question, Kelly Moore, CJOB.
Hey, Leon, and I want to make sure I ask this properly so it doesn't wind up as bulletin board material, but yesterday in talking to Nikolai Ehlers, he said that he looked forward to the games against the Edmonton Oilers because of the style, not because they thought that it was going to be an easy game or anything like that. So hopefully that comes through loud and clear. But just talk about maybe the Jets and the style they play. Would you and your teammates share a similar mindset towards that? And I've got one other question for you after that too, please, if I could.
I think they're always entertaining games. There seems to be a lot of goals scored in our meetings with Winnipeg. Not something that our coaches or either coaching staffs probably would like very much. But I think they're always entertaining games. But we're obviously looking to keep it tight, play the right way, defend, and we'll get our chances.
You sounded like Paul Maurice. They're saying the coaches wouldn't enjoy it too much. And the other question I had to ask for you, even though it's just a quarter of the way through the schedule, the fact that these two teams are battling for positioning in the North Division, can it get too early for that to be part of the mindset?
No, I don't think so. It's a short season. You only play in your own division, and you're looking to take points from teams. So these games are huge. Every game from now on, or all season pretty much, have been big, and obviously the next 2 are going to be big for us as well. So I think we'll see some good hockey games here coming forward.
Thank you. This concludes Leon Draisaitl's media availability. Kyle Turris. Again, if you have questions, please use the raise hand function. First question, Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Hey, Kyle. I think everybody knows that Draisaitl's been a pretty impactful offensive player the last number of years. Now that you're here and up close seeing it, can you maybe speak to the attention to detail he seems to be putting on both sides of the puck? And you've been around the league a long time. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's important. You know, he's obviously him and Connor are two of the best in the league offensively, and I mean, for him to be playing defensively as well as he is, and you know, leading by example, it's great. It's a big boost to our team. Him and Connor are both playing really well, and yeah, I mean, it just it makes us offensively more threatening, because if defensively we're there to protect our zone, we can transition faster and be offensively more threatening to jump in off the rush and whatnot. So I mean, they're playing really well and defensively as well, and it's cool to see.
Mike Smith, there's a competitive element that he brings. Can you maybe just discuss if that has an impact on the group? You know, when he's in there, that intensity and competitiveness that he tends to bring to his starts. Yeah,
no, he's played really well, and like you said, he brings that intensity obviously in games, but also in practice. So it's you go in on Smitty, you got to bear down, and I mean, you practice like you play, right? So it brings the best out of everybody.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hey, Kyle, I know there's always kind of an adjustment when you come to a new team, but this year there was no training camp, there was no exhibition games, I guess. How tough was the adjustment this year to a new team, and how you feel it's coming along now?
Yeah, there's always an adjustment, like you said, and I mean, obviously I haven't offensively contributed as much as I'd like, and that's something I'm working on, and to be honest, like the past 3 or 4 games, I've really started to feel my legs come around and starting to feel good, and more my game, where I'm skating and in motion to create plays, and just it all comes from my legs, and they're coming around and starting to feel good.
They always say that when you're solid defensively, eventually your chances will lead to chances offensively. Do you have to be careful not to force that when the offense is coming, just remain solid defensively and wait for those chances to come?
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a tricky balance, right? Everybody's game is a little bit different, and trying to find a way to get comfortable and play your game. Yeah, it's just it can take a bit of time, but like I said, I'm working on it, and the past few games I've been feeling better.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
So you were the same guy. You're a high draft pick. You join a team. It's all about offense, right? You're supposed to get a bunch of points because they picked you so high. At what point in your career do you start to figure out that, man, there's two sides to the puck, and it's not all about scoring, sort of the way Leon's talking right now? How does that whole transformation happen now?
Well, I was never at the level that Leon and Connor are at, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, it's just maturity, right? It's maturity in many forms, from a leadership standpoint and leading by example to play defensively strong. And not that they weren't playing defensively before, but just, yeah. And then there's also, you know, just as I think he said in the question before I got up here about just wanting to win. And you have to be a balanced team and a strong defensive team, whether you're full lockdown and willing to play in your zone for periods of time, but you're just really sturdy, or whether you're just strong defensively from a sense of you don't want to let the other team set up in your zone and you want to get out as fast as possible, which is also a good form of defense. And then, I mean, that allows you to take advantage of your offensive opportunities. So, you know, he's doing a great job, and I think it just comes with maturity, which you're seeing them mature.
Thank you.
Well, next question, Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Kyle, Line A is not in Winnipeg anymore. Does their power play change a lot? He seemed to be in the Alex Ovechkin spot where he just wind up for a shot. Does their power play look different when he's not on it?
I mean, he's got a great shot, a really good shot, and something that you had to respect. But, I mean, they have a bunch of different weapons, right? Like, you got Scheif there. I mean, Wheeler's a really good passer. They have several different options that they can go to, and guys that will step in and take advantage of the opportunity that Line A left available. So, I mean, they're a good team and a good power play.
And does Lowry create problems for a lot of teams as a big shutdown center? A lot of teams don't have that. Yeah,
he's a good player. He's good in the face-off circle. He's strong, plays his role well, and I mean, he's a good player.
Kelly Moore, CJOB.
Hey, Kyle, just piggybacking off of some of Maddie's questions, you were part of what was a pretty good rivalry for those 3 years when you were in Nashville. There were some pretty good battles. How much has this team changed, if anything, from your recollection from the first two meetings this season compared to when you were playing against them in Nashville?
There's obviously personnel changes and whatnot, but I mean, they still play the same style, fast, transition quick, offensively. They come at you hard, and there's a lot of pressure, not a lot of time. So, the rivalries in Nashville were great, and they're a fun team to play against. It's going to be a battle.
Thank you. This concludes Kyle Turris' media availability. Please stay tuned.
Shoots and scores.
questions, please use the raise hand function. Reed Wilkins, 630 Chad.
Hi, Dave. First of all, do you expect to have Ethan Bear in the lineup tonight?
No, Ethan won't play tonight.
Okay. Mike Smith has come back, only allowed a goal. We've seen what he's been able to do on the ice. You've known him a while. What's his impact on a group of players that we don't see, that might happen behind the scenes or when it's just the guys?
Well, he's a, you know, he's been in the league a long time. He's a very vocal guy. He's a good leader. You know, plays the game with a lot of emotion, brings emotion in that dressing room. So him coming back is, you know, he's played very well, and he's given us a little jolt in that room.
Rob Tychkowski, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. I guess if you look at the standings, I mean, if you win today, you move into a tie for second. You lose, you drop into fourth. Is kind of the North Division having the desired effect that everybody thought it was going to have, where even this early in the season, it's all pretty meaningful stuff?
Yeah, it's real tight. I mean, I look at more as win percentages than the points right now, because there's disparity in games played. But it's any way you want to look at it, percentages or points, or it's tight, and I expect it to stay that way right, you know, as we go on here. You're seeing games tighten up a little bit. You know, there's a lot on the line for every team. It's a division game, 4-point game, whatever you want to call it. Every game is an important game. So it, you know, you look at the standings, and you don't have to go far to figure out that you better play well.
You guys are 7-3 in your last 10 and a 3-game win streak, which technically makes you the hottest team in the North Division. As a coach, when you look at your own guys, do you see yourself as, you know, emerging to be the cream of the crop?
Well, I think we've played better. You know, everybody's trying to find their lineup early, and you know, we pushed Koski kind of to the limit. So you continue to try to improve your team, and that's what you try to do all year. And we've taken some steps forward here, which I'd like to see us continue to do. So there's still parts of our game we'd like to see better. You know, there's every day you're working on things, you're working on the right mix, trying to find lines that really you know, look like they mesh together. And so there's lots more to work on here, but we feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Yeah, Dave, a guy like Caleb Jones, like, I get it. You found a formula here that's working. You got way too many defensemen. Can you just tell me about, you know, walking the line between wanting to play a young guy because he's a young guy, but not wanting to, you know, mess up something good you got going?
Well, you know, this isn't a just play a young guy for the sake of playing a young guy. We're trying to do whatever we can to win every night. Caleb is, you know, he played more games early. Lately he hasn't. We're looking for a certain mix of players that play different roles in the game, and with Bear out, we need an extra penalty killer in there that's probably taken away Jones's opportunity a little bit. So we're trying to balance it. You know, 2 weeks ago everybody's screaming for Bouchard to play, and now Bouchard's playing. Now everybody's screaming for Jones to play. You know, when you have 9 defensemen, we've dressed 7 a couple times, but normally you're dressing 6. Somebody's got to sit out, and you're trying to find the best. You know, the best mix for that certain night, and between roles and matchups and how many young players you got in there, and just how your D meshes all together. So lots of factors go into it, but we played the last little bit here, we played pretty well, so we're sticking with kind of close to what we have.
And the defensive play from your top 2 guys, Draisaitl and McDavid, can you tell us the things that you're seeing or you notice that? I get it. I can see the face-off wins, and I can see a lot of the fancy stats. But as the head coach, what are the things you're seeing from those guys defensively this year that maybe you didn't see before?
Well, I think it was very overstated that they weren't doing it before. Like if you dig into the games as much as a coach does, you can see that they were still playing a defensive. When they have to play without the puck, they play a defensive game. This year, they've come back with that, you know, with a real intent on not just themselves, but our whole team being better defensively. So they understand that they have to, their role on the team is they take the lead role in the offensive part, but they also understand that to win in this league, you have to play a 200-foot game, and that's they both come back and they have a mindset to help our team win, whether it's offensively or defensively.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, how close is Gaetan Hawes to being ready to play?
Yeah, he's close. We had a good practice yesterday. He wanted one more practice. We'll get him another practice tomorrow. He's had a skate today, so he's closer. He's got to get himself feeling 100% here, so he's close.
And was he just sick or what? Because he was playing, so did he just get sick or what happened?
Yeah, just unfit to play for a few days.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. When talking about Bouchard, is that what you want to see from a young player, a guy that you put in the lineup and then he makes it really, really difficult for you to take out of the lineup again?
Yeah, if the guy jumps in and does the job well, he's going to play. That's what they all, like players dictate more whether they play than the coach does, because not many coaches I know put the player in and he plays really well and he comes out. And playing really well doesn't just mean he gets a point or it's playing really well is helping the team win in all the aspects of the game. So when a player goes in and does the things we're looking for and plays well, usually they keep playing.
And when you have such high offensive octane on your team, is it tough to convince them that, hey, you have to be responsible defensively and you will still get your chances offensively? Is that tougher to get through than maybe someone that plays more defensively and then generates offense?
No, it's about winning. It's you have to have offense and defense to win. That's the way it is. So it's not convincing anybody hard. You don't have to convince anybody that we're doing things to win. And sometimes if you're behind in a game, your offensive stuff has to come in, and if you're leading a game, you have to play better defensively. So it's not hard to convince anybody to play the way you have to win.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Just back to Draisaitl, Dave. We asked him about the two-way game, and he said, he wants to win, and whatever it's going to take. He's winning Hart trophies and scoring titles and such, yet still digging through the corners of his own game to find ways to improve. Is that just a good sign of leadership when a guy that's as high caliber as he is still looking for ways to improve all sides?
I think that's every player in the league. Those guys get a lot of recognition because of their status in the league, and rightly so. But every player, like Connor's trying to get better in the league, getting better every day. Leon's trying to get better every day. They're trying to do things to push their game ahead because they know that helps us win. So it's great to see those players because everybody's doing it. But when those players do it, they get so much ice time that makes an impact on the game.
Last question, Kelly Moore, CJOB.
Hey, Dave, a lot of talk about how the players, have been able to get more into their rhythm and groove about a quarter of the way through the season because there was no exhibition play. Have you maybe seen that with the officials? And the reason I ask is because at least in Winnipeg's games, the power play opportunities have reduced a little bit. I don't know if that's teams or if that's a combination of the officials also finding their rhythm.
I think it's the whole league finding its rhythm a little bit. And I find that at the start of the year, even a regular year, and early on in exhibition, you seem like you've got more penalties. And then as the season goes on, probably referees adjust a little bit and players adjust a little bit. So it's you see that trend. Usually it takes a while for it to occur. This is with a shortened season, you're seeing it tighten up pretty good here. And I think more than the referees adjusting, I think the teams have adjusted because the games are so important. You can't take bad penalties, and if you do, if you take bad penalties and lose a game because of it, you know that things are going to be addressed, and you're not going to take as many next game. So that's probably the biggest factor in it right now.
Thank you. This concludes Dave Tippett's media availability.